how do you know someone's credit history without them telling you? You know, so I think that's crazy. But
so do you not think that's something you should ask on why you date?
That's a good question. I think that from the years of my marriage, I'm like, you know, I don't know why this is not a question that you ask.
No.
If I'm talking about building my life with this person for the rest of my life, I need to know what I'm getting into. Now, I know some people might look at it as invasion of privacy, but what's more private than you goddamn getting into bed with you? You know what I'm saying?
I think to play both sides, how soon are we talking about?
Yes.
There you go. Good call.
Because
But if we're talking about somebody we building our life with, it has to be sometime involved.
You gotta be sometime. Yeah,
if I'm talking about, okay, I want to be with this person, but we haven't necessarily got married yet.
Yeah.
It needs to be at some point. You know what I'm saying?
First date too soon.
Yeah.
Marriage counseling too late.
Somewhere in between there.
Yeah. The marriage counseling, you already in. You already got the ring.
You already got the shit, nigga. Everything she got, bro, you got, nigga. Everything.
Man.
Yeah, so I think that it should be a topic of conversation.
It should absolutely should be.
Dealing with somebody, you know, especially if you don't, I mean, you should know where they come from at least. You can kind of gauge where they, you know, their situation based on how their parents are.
No, I mean people look like they got credit.
Yeah.
You got the shoes, you got the car, you got a house, but you don't know if
You
you're
got
renting
red
or not.
flags though.
But you don't know if you rent that house or not. So
You got
you don't
red
know.
flags.
You don't know.
I know that.
What's the red flag?
I'm saying we got some things that are obvious red flags, like.
Alright then, so what is some of your red flags, bro?
So, what I was hitting at was, you know, you're talking to somebody, you might see what their financial situation prior to them being grown was. Their parents were middle class, lower class, how were they living, things like that.
Yeah.
You can kind of gauge that. It depends per situation. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't agree? But not you, because you agree with it. I think you saying that it's maybe it's too early.
Yeah.
Do you think that too?
Yeah, first date, second date, no. But I think before you get to the marriage counseling, you definitely should have that conversation about your credit and all kind of other stuff on your checklist as far as dating. But yeah, you got to know because. But I can't say what you know. But I know I wouldn't ask on the first date. I would ask on the second date.
No, of
I want
course.
to make sure I'm getting in, make sure she like me, like my suaveness, and then I'll go ahead and
No, but I was-
ease
but I
that
was-
in.
but I
But
was-
for me,
Yeah.
all BS aside, I can lead in with it. You know, I can meet a woman in the beginning and after the second date, you know, because they always ask you, okay, tell me a little bit about you. At the very end, I can say, also, I have hell of a credit.
Because that's a flex.
Absolutely. It's like I got a 8-10 credit score.
Yes, sir.
I make over this.
Yeah.
I do this, and because you're still trying to sell yourself. You're still trying to present yourself to that person you're trying to date.
Yeah.
So I'm a humble guy, but I have learned to also speak up for myself as well.
Yeah.
So if I'm dating you, I don't have to belittle or dumb myself down. I'm not a social media person. I'm not out there trying to floss and flex. But I do have a hell of a resume, so why, if I'm dating, why would I just dumb it down just to figure you, so you can figure it out when it's like I'm in competition with every other man.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I didn't really think about it.
And not to cut you off, and also that only work if your score and your resume is impressive. You can't say at the end of it, I got a 320.
No.
You can't. It don't work. It ain't gonna hit the same as like I got a 720. It ain't gonna hit the same.
800.
Yeah.
Right. But
That's high.
That changed the whole course of the day.
Yeah. Now we looking at. Now they're not looking at what you got. They're looking at what you could get them.
What you
But you in it to build anyway.
Yeah.
So in a relationship, just like I told you when you first got married, I said I'll tell every married couple, you should always put your money together and live as a unit instead of two individuals. I have family members, I have other people, friends that live. I got mine, you got yours. We split these bills, and I do what I want. But to me, you just can't build anything together. To me, you're married, living like roommates. You know, but if you put it together, you can build so much. You know, so when I'm presenting myself to a woman, I'm trying to build with you. I'm not trying to help you. I'm trying to build with you. So it doesn't matter where your income and where my income. if I make 100 and you make 200, we got 300. Now what we gonna do with this 300?
Exactly.
And that's how I'm thinking. So if I got this credit and your credit here, let me build you up, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But I'm never, when dudes, to me, like when guys say, I got this and let me pay this, it's a control thing to me. You know, when you're trying to pay all the bills, it's like, okay, when we not happy, are you about to control me? Are you about to, and to me that's, at my age, when guys 45, 50, and they trying to pay everything, it's kind of a control thing. You know, it's like, but okay, well, do you? But for me, it's we in it together. Yeah. So I asked you a question before, so I'll ask your co-host.
Yeah,
So a question. So, what is the number one reason for divorce?
Would it be finance?
Absolutely.
I would say finance.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Before infidelity. Yeah. Finance, infidelity. Most people divorce over finance. And I have friends who divorced over those issues. Because you can't provide, you can't do certain things, and the wife or the husband frustrated, they're tired of always struggling, and so they want out of that situation. But it's like, and I used to tell you that, it's like, so I think when you're putting your money together and you're putting your credit together, you don't have that issue to deal with. You know, you take that off the table.
Yeah.
But if you live an individual, you're going to have financial problems because you're not living as one unit. You're living as two individuals doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Then we're trying to come together on some small common purpose, and you're setting yourself up for failure.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So yeah. All right, well.
Yeah, we integrated our finances like pretty much immediately after we talked to you about that. Years ago. I mean, I can't even remember when we didn't have our finances together after talking to him. But yeah, it was immediately, and it was like boom. We immediately saw a difference.
Yeah.
You know, like wow, we can do a lot more.